So today we are going to learn about 5 chess traps in the Queen's Gambit, which is one of the most popular opening for white, and you can use these chess traps to win easily. So let's move on to the first trap. After d45, you go c4. This is the Queen's Gambit, and here he goes e6, declining the Gambit, but then you play knight c3, he goes knight f6, then you play knight f3, then after he goes bishop e7, you just go bishop g5, he castle here, then you play queen to c2, but here he can go h6, hitting the bishop. Then you play h4. This is the fishing pole. If he doesn't capture the bishop, then you can bring the bishop back and castle on the queen's side and launch this pawn. But here, capturing this bishop seems like a natural response because after you take, he can block with the knight. But actually, you will take this knight. He takes, then you just take. And here, you are threatening mate in 1, so g6. But then, you will slide the queen to the h4 square. Now he can do anything, say bishop f6, but then queen h7 is checkmate. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4, d5, c4, c6, this is the Slav defense. Then you go for knight to c3. Then after he goes bishop f5, you just take, he takes. Now you go for queen b3, attacking this pawn and this pawn. Therefore, he will go queen b6. Now you just take this pawn. And after he takes the queen, you just take. Knight a6, defending the threat, but then you will sacrifice the rook. And after he takes, you have knight c7 check. And then you will pick up the rook. And now you have created so many weaknesses. And this is an easy win for white. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4, d5, c4, knight f6, here you play c takes d5, and after he takes, you go e4, hitting this knight. So knight to f6, then knight c3, and after e6, you go knight to f3. He puts bishop b4, threatening to take and take. Therefore bishop d3 defends the pawn, then black castle here, and after that you go e5, attacking the knight. Knight d5, putting pressure on this knight. But then you have bishop takes h7 check. He takes, then just jump forward with the knight. Coming forward is dangerous because of this. Therefore, he goes king g8. But then queen h5 is an unstoppable threat of a checkmate. For example, he takes this knight, queen h7, checkmate. And even though here he tries to move the rook, then you just take king here, then this check. And after king here, you check here, then you give this check, and after he goes here, you can take this pawn and it's a checkmate. Let's move on to the next trap. So after d4, d5, c4, e6, then you play knight c3, and after knight f6, you go bishop g5, bishop e7, then c takes d5, and after he takes, you just go e3. He goes c6, now you play queen to c2, and after he goes knight e4, trying to exchange the bishop and also centralizing the knight. Well, you will take the bishop, and after he takes, now you're not going to take. Instead, you're going to play knight takes d5, sacrificing the knight and hitting the queen. And as you can see, this queen have some difficulty here because if he captures the knight, then you will take the bishop, and this bishop is also coming in. Therefore, he might try queen to e6, but then you just play knight to c7 check, forking the king and the queen, and then you will just take the queen and you are winning. Let's move on to the next trap. After d4, d5, c4, e6, he goes knight c3, he goes c6. This is the same Slav defense. Then you go for e4, and after he takes, you just recapture, bishop b4 check, then you block with the bishop, and after he takes this pawn, you just take this bishop, he takes your knight, then you block with the knight. Here if he captures the pawn, then you can bring in the queen and it's some difficulty for black here. Therefore, he will play knight a6, hitting the bishop, but then you have bishop to f8, threatening to take this pawn to take the rook. So he takes, but then you finish the game with queen to d8, checkmate. So if this video was helpful, then don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming videos.